You stand in the presence of... Is
Daenerys
Daenerys...
Stormborn of the House Targaryen.
You know me, my lord?
Only by reputation, and I'm no lord.
Rightful heir to the Iron Throne. Rightful Queen of the Andals and the First Men. Protector of the Seven Kingdoms. The mother
of dragons.
Tell them all to stop.
You want the entire horde to stop? For how long?
Until I command them otherwise.
You're learning to talk like a queen.
Not a queen. A Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea. It's too hot, my lady. Khaleesi? Boy! Khaleesi! The unburnt. You're hurt. The breaker of chains.
This is Jon Snow. He's king in the north.
And you? What's your story, bastard?
Ask me nicely and maybe I'll tell you, dwarf.
A bastard boy with nothing to inherit.
Who am I? Who am I?
Lord Commander,
And who are you?
Jon Snow,
Who are you?
your steward.
You want to lead one day? We'll learn how to follow.
Thank you for traveling so far, my lord. I hope the seas weren't too rough.
The winds were kind, your grace.
Apologies. I have a flea-bottom accent, I know. But Jon Snow is...
The king in the north!
With your grace, he's not a lord.
Forgive me.
Your Grace, this is Sir Davos Seaworth.
Forgive me, Sir Davos. I never did receive a formal education, but I could have sworn I read the last king in the north was Torrhen Stark, who bent the knee to my ancestor, Aegon Targaryen. In exchange for his life, and the lives of the Northmen, Torrhen Stark swore fealty to House Targaryen in perpetuity. Or do I have my facts wrong?
I wasn't there, your grace.
No, of course not. But still, an oath is
You are
an
no
oath.
knight. You have forsaken every vow you ever took.
So many vows. They make you swear and swear. Defend the king, obey the king. Obey your father. Protect the innocent, defend the weak. And what if your father despises the king? What if the king massacres the innocent. It's too much. No matter what you do, you're forsaking one vow or another.
So I assume, my lord, you're here to bend the knee.
I am not.
Oh. Well, that is unfortunate. I will fight for you. I will fight for the North. When you bend the knee.
My people won't accept a southern ruler. Not after everything they've suffered.
They will if their king does. They chose you to lead them. They chose you to protect them. Isn't their survival more important than your pride?
Fuck my pride. This isn't about that.
Then bend the knee and save your people.
They followed me because they respected me. Because they believed in me. The moment I kneel for a southern king, that's all gone.
You've traveled all this way to break faith with House Targaryen?
Break faith. Your father burned my grandfather alive. He burned my uncle alive. He would have burned the Seven Kingdoms.
My father was an evil man.
Your Grace, a word, please, I beg you.
About what?
About your father. About the Mad King.
The Mad King. You're here to remind me of my enemy's lies? Consider me reminded.
Your Grace, I served in his King's Guard. I was at his side from the first. Your enemies did not lie.
Go on.
When the people rose in revolt against him, your father set their towns and castles aflame. He murdered sons in front of their fathers. He burned men alive with wildfire and laughed as they screamed. And his efforts to stamp out dissent led to a rebellion that killed every Targaryen, except two.
I'm not my father. On behalf of House Targaryen, I ask your forgiveness for the crimes he committed against your family. And I ask you not to judge a daughter by the sins of her father.
Ned Umar. Alice Karstark. For centuries, our families fought side by side on the battlefield. I ask you to pledge your loyalty once again to House Stark, to serve as our bannermen and come to our aid whenever called upon. Stand. Yesterday's wars don't matter anymore. The North needs to band together. All the living North. Will you stand beside me, Ned and Alice, now and always?
Now and always.
Our two houses were allies for centuries. And those were the best centuries the Seven Kingdoms have ever known. Centuries of peace and prosperity, with a Targaryen sitting on the Iron Throne, and a Stark serving as Warden of the North. I am the last Targaryen, Jon Snow.
Now, when good old Ned came home with some horse baby, did you pretend to love it? No. You're not very good at pretending. You're an honest woman. You hated that boy, didn't you? How could you not hate him? The walking, talking reminder that the Honorable Lord Eddard Stark fucked another woman.
17 years ago, you rode off with Robert Baratheon. You came back a year later with another woman's son. And now you're leaving again.
I have no choice.
That's what men always say when honor calls. That's what you tell your families, tell yourselves. You do have a choice. And you've made it.
Honor the pledge your ancestor made to mine. Bend the knee, and I will name you Warden of the North. Together, we will save this country from those who would destroy it.
You're right. You're not guilty of your father's crimes. And I'm not beholden to my ancestors' vows.
Then why are you here?
Because I need your help, and you need mine.
I only want
What do you want? Tell me.
to see you on the Iron Throne.
Why?
You have a good claim, a title, a birthright. But you have something more than that. You may cover it up and deny it, but you have a gentle heart. You would not only be respected and feared, you would be loved. Someone who can rule and should rule. Centuries come and go without a person like that coming into the world. There are times when I look at you and I still can't believe you're real. Forgive me, Khaleesi. No one can survive in this world without help. No one.
I was born at Dragonstone. Not that I can remember it. We fled before Robert's assassins could find us. Robert was your father's best friend, no? I wonder if your father knew his best friend sent assassins to murder a baby girl in her crib. Not that it matters now, of course.
Daenerys Targaryen has wed some Dothraki horse lord. What of it? Should we send her a wedding gift?
A knife, perhaps a good sharp one, and a bold man to wield it.
She's little more than a child.
Oh. Soon enough that child will spread her legs and start breeding.
Tell me we're not speaking of this.
Oh, it's unspeakable to you? What her father did to your family, that was unspeakable. What Rhaegar Targaryen did to your sister, the woman I loved. I'll kill every Targaryen I get my hands on.
You can't get your hands on this one, can you?
This Khal Drogo. It said he has 100,000 men in his horde.
Even 1,000,000 Dothraki are no threat to the realm. As long as they remain on the other side of the Narrow Sea. They have no ships, Robert.
There are still those in the Seven Kingdoms who call me usurper. The Targaryen boy crosses with a Dothraki horde at his back. The scum will join him.
He will not cross. And if by chance he does, we'll throw him back into the sea.
I spent my life in foreign lands. So many men have tried to kill me. I don't remember all their names. I have been sold like a brood mare.
So tell me, sweet sister, how do we go home?
I don't know.
We go home with an army. With Khal Drogo's army. I would let his whole tribe fuck you. All 40,000 men and their horses too, if that's what it took.
I've been shamed and betrayed, raped and defiled. Do you know what kept me standing through all those years in exile? Faith. Not in any gods. Not in myths and legends. In myself. In Daenerys Targaryen.
For what it's worth, I've been a cynic for as long as I can remember. Everyone's always asking me to believe in things. Family, gods, kings, myself. It was often tempting until I saw where belief got people. So I said no thank you to belief. And yet, here I am. I believe in you. It's embarrassing, really. I'd swear you're my sword, but I don't actually own a sword.
It's your counsel, Nynaeve.
It's yours. Now and always.
Good. I had something made for you. And I'm not sure if it's right. Tyrion Lannister. I name you Hand of the Queen. The world hadn't seen a dragon in centuries until my children were born. The Dothraki hadn't crossed the sea. Any sea. They did for me. I was born to rule the Seven Kingdoms. And I will.
You'll be rolling over a graveyard if we don't defeat the Night King.
You don't believe him. I understand that. It sounds like nonsense. But if destiny has brought Daenerys Targaryen back to our shores, it has also made Jon Snow king in the north. You were the first to bring Dothraki to Westeros. He is the first to make allies of wildlings and Northmen.
You don't mean it, do you? Telling the wildlings you want to make peace. You're just doing it to trick them.
It's not a trick.
They burnt my village. They put an arrow through my father's head right in front of me. They butchered my mother. Everyone I ever knew.
I know what it's like to lose the people you love. I know this is hard for you. But winter is coming. We know what's coming with it. We can't face it alone.
He was named Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. He was named King in the North. Not because of his birthright. He has no birthright. He's a damn bastard. All those hard sons of bitches chose him as their leader because they believe in him. All those things you don't believe in, he faced those things. He fought those things for the good of his people. He risked his life for his people. He took a knife in the heart for his people. He gave his own... You were dead. And now you're not. That's completely fucking mad, seems to me. I can only imagine how it seems to you.
I did what I thought was right. And I got murdered for it. And now I'm back. Why?
I don't know. Maybe we'll never know. What does it matter? You go on. You fight for as long as you can. You clean up as much of the shit as you can.
I don't know how to do that. I thought I did, but... I failed.
Good. Now go fail again. If we don't put aside our enmities and band together, we will die. And then it doesn't matter whose skeleton sits on the Iron Throne.
If it doesn't matter, then you might as well kneel. Swear your allegiance to Queen Daenerys, help her to defeat my sister, and together our armies will protect the North.
There's no time for that.
Come with me.
There's no time. Go! There's no time for any of this while we stand here debating.
It takes no time to bend the knee. Pledge your soul to her cause.
And why would I do that? I mean no offense, Your Grace, but I don't know you. As far as I can tell, your claim to the throne rests entirely on your father's name, and my own father fought to overthrow the Mad King.
Rhaegar fought valiantly, Rhaegar fought nobly, and Rhaegar died.
The Lords of the North place their trust in me to lead them, and I will continue to do so as well as I can.
That's fair. It's also fair to point out that I'm the rightful queen of the Seven Kingdoms. By declaring yourself king of the northernmost kingdom, you are in open rebellion.
And they'll sing songs about you. You'd rather burn than kneel. A great hero, until winter comes. And the White Walkers come for us all, and there's no one left to sing.
They're not your lands. We've been here the whole time. You lot came along and just put up a big wall and said it was yours.
My father was Ned Stark. I have the blood of the first men. My ancestors lived here, same as yours.
So why are you fighting us?
Together. We need to do the same if we're gonna survive. Now about my queen. I'd bend the knee, but
What about those who swore allegiance to you?
they'll all come to see you for what you are.
I hope I deserve it.
You do.
Have
have to do the research. If you want people to read your histories, you need a bit of style. I'm not writing a chronicle of the wars following the death of King Robert I, so it can sit on a shelf unread. What? You don't like the title? What would you call it then?
Possibly something a bit more poetic?
We're not poets, Tully.
Won't that make her a great soul?